Apparently it was a very robust committee meeting and there was a lot of interjection, a lot of argy-bargy. But Sophie Mirabella believes that this went too far. Now, we've received a recording of what was said from Luke Barnes, who's the media advisor for Sophie Mirabella, and we've been able to sort of transcribe that. And what can be heard is, your child will be a demon because of the evil thoughts you've got. You'll make your child a demon. You'll make your child a demon. Evil thoughts make your child a demon. So we can play that to you. Have a listen to that, and I guess we can get to the bottom of what was actually said, because there's a bit of conjecture as to what was said. All right, that's 18 seconds worth of that interjection. Now, we've got just the last 9 seconds. You can hear it again. All right, now we've been able to enhance that, so just so you can hear the last bit a little clearer. All right, now as we said, we've invited Ms Neal onto the program to respond to that, because the email that we received this morning from her media advisor says, what the member for Indi claims Ms Neal said in the main committee was inaccurate. Notwithstanding this, Ms Neal withdrew any remarks that may have offended the member after her request. The heavily pregnant Sophie Mirabella, the Liberal federal member for Indi, joins us on the line, because that obviously is saying that you didn't hear it correctly, that what you said in the House was inaccurate, Sophie Mirabella. You've listened to that recording as well. Do you stick by your comments in Hansard?
Well, Belinda Neal's words speak for themselves. She said my evil thoughts would turn my child into a demon. She kept on repeating it, that my child will turn into a demon. The recording was actually an official parliamentary recording, and in order to email it, it was recorded then onto a mobile and transferred via email. It's there for the record. An
official House recording?
Yes, and the way we put it onto the email was to record the official recording onto a mobile. So it is the official recording, and Belinda Neal at the time denied it, said I was imagining things. I think she was counselled by wiser heads in the Labor Party, and she rushed into the main chamber of the House of Representatives the next day, and first thing up at 9:01 to unreservedly withdraw. But what is disappointing is several things. One...
But were your claims inaccurate? Did you misquote her interjection?
Absolutely not. You heard what she said. Your child will turn into a demon if you have such evil thoughts.
She said your child will be a demon because of the evil thoughts you've got. You'll make your child a demon. You'll make your child a demon. Evil thoughts make your child a demon, from what I can gather in the recording.
Yeah, and I asked
What did you say in the House that she said the next day?
I'll read from my Hansard. I said... I've become increasingly offended and will ask the member for Robertson to withdraw comments she made earlier. The comment being evil thoughts will turn your child into a demon. I asked her to withdraw unreservedly. That's what I said. That's what I asked her to withdraw. And she said I was imagining things that I won't withdraw, what the member imagines she heard. Scott, the argy-bargy in Parliament is very robust. That's part of our parliamentary system. But to attack an unborn child, it wouldn't even cross my mind, let alone cross my lips, to say that to any member. I mean, children are off bounds, particularly unborn children. And I think the Labor Party needs to send Ms Robertson for some counselling.
Ms Neal, member for Robertson.
Sorry, not Ms Neal, for some counselling and for some professional help, because this is not the sort of language and behaviour that's worthy of a federal member of Parliament, let alone someone who represents the people of Robertson. And I just don't think it's normal for any person. Can you imagine if there was some Liberal federal member of Parliament, a bloke, who said that to a heavily pregnant Labor woman? We would have got him to resign from the party. He'd be in very big trouble. But Belinda Neal is hoping that everything will blow over, and most people, I think the vast majority of people in her electorate, will be severely disappointed and shocked, just as I was. When Belinda Neal made these comments, I was utterly stunned and shocked.
Well, Sophie Mirabella, what was the context of it? Because obviously these sorts of jibes fly to and fro in this committee meeting. What was the committee meeting about? What was being discussed at the time?
The main committee is a smaller version of the House of Representatives chamber, and bills get debated, and there was the budget and reply, and a National Party member, Bruce Scott, was speaking. And you're right, Scott, comments do get thrown on either side.
Were you giving a bit back?
Nothing like this. I had never...
What were you saying? What were you saying?
Well,
what was being debated?
Mr Bruce Scott was speaking about the budget. Ms Neal was accusing him of not doing the family shopping, and she got up to ask him, who does the shopping in your family, implying that Mr Scott was totally ignorant as a man about family shopping, and there were interjections, and I said she shouldn't be a man-hater and the rest of it, just the normal argument.
So you said she shouldn't be a man-hater?
Yeah, she was having a go at Bruce Scott and attacking his household family arrangements. Now, nothing in the argy-bargy of the debates and interjections in Parliament justify Belinda Neal attacking my unborn child, saying it was going to turn into a demon, attacking my unborn child, saying it was going to turn into a demon, pretending she hadn't said it.
Did you think you have cause to apologise in Parliament for what you said, though, to slur her with being a man-hater? I mean, that's a fairly strong sort of personal comment.
Well, I thought it was a bit off that Belinda Neal was prying into the personal household and shopping habits of Mr Bruce Scott, particularly at a time when her own husband's lost his licence and presumably can't help her with the household shopping. So, you know, that's not an undue comment. I've had all sorts of things said to me across the chamber, and I have not taken cause with very many, if any, comments. But nothing justifies an attack on an unborn child. And the fact that Belinda Neal knew she'd mucked up, knew she couldn't control herself, and she repeated the demon accusation, then she was forced and scurried into the chamber the next day to apologise. The fact that she won't come on your program to defend her position, I think illustrates the fact that she knows, unlike any other member of Parliament in my living memory, in the over 6 years I've been in Parliament, she's overstepped the mark like no one else.
When the comments came across the committee room at you, obviously you heard them quite clearly. They were directed to you, were they?
Oh, yes, they were directed to me because...
How far was Ms Neal from you when she made those comments?
Oh, probably about 4 or 5 metres.
Was there any context to what she said in the whole debate, or did it just sort of come out of left field?
It came out of left field. It just came out of left field. I have no idea what evil thoughts she thought I was having, but it was a shock, and I was stunned. Are
you obviously pregnant? I'm 34 weeks. What's that, 6 months or so? Is it quite obvious that you're pregnant?
4 weeks. I've got another 6 weeks. So I'm in my 8th month.
Eighth month. Sorry, my maths isn't too good. I'm good at months. So you're 8 months pregnant. So you're very pregnant.
Yes, I mean, look, I've had a very easy, very happy pregnancy. I've tried not to get stressed. I've tried to look on the brighter side of things because I don't want to particularly affect my baby. And when a comment like that is made, you're teetering between trying to dismiss it as something so obscene and absurd and actually being emotionally affected by it. And that's what I was struggling with. I didn't want it to affect me because I didn't want it to affect my baby. And that's why I was stunned, and it took me some time before I could really recover and make the point of order requesting that the member for Robertson withdraw those remarks.
Is that enough for you of an apology, or would you like the not completely accurate bit to be taken out in light of what we've heard on the recording from the House Committee, the official recording? Yeah, well, you've all heard it. You've all heard the words. I would like Belinda Neal to apologise unreservedly. She said she'd apologise unreservedly but hedged her bets. That's up to her. It's on the public record now. The recording's there for anyone to listen to. They can listen to Ms Neal's own words coming from her own mouth and they can make a judgment. What I would like to see is Ms Neal receive some counselling and some professional help. What about you, though? Have people from the other side of the House said anything to you? And obviously, being pregnant, it's just part of life that we do look after people who are in that condition. With your stage of pregnancy being only a few weeks away, when do you go on maternity leave? Because that's been one of the big debates in Parliament, hasn't it? Yes. The status of women's maternity leave and what should be done to make it easier for working mothers. So when do you actually take off from the rough and tumble of Parliament? Well, I've got one more sitting week in Parliament next week, and then I'm basically grounded. I can't fly to Canberra, but I'll be close to my office in Wangaratta and working out of Wangaratta. All right. Anything else to add, Sophie Mirabella, before we let you get back to your work? No, but I'd just like to thank you for the opportunity of being able to clarify some of those matters. And as I said, it's up to the people of Robertson now to ask questions of Ms Neal about why she didn't front up to your radio station and why she won't give me a personal apology, and ask her to accept the words on the recording. Thank you very much. All right. Is this, just on that note, is this issue gone now, or will you continue to pursue it? The more and more I think about it, the more support I get from people calling into my office, and a few from Robertson as well, the more determined I am to get an apology from Ms Neal. All right, Sophie Mirabella, thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sophie